Best Bet Show, presented by Field of 68 and BetRivers, the three-man weave on a Tuesday. Folks, we're excited to be here once again this week. Feast week. Jim, one of the best weeks of college basketball. So many good tournaments going on. The Maui's happening. PK 85's coming up. The Battle for Atlantis. It's all so wonderful. Jim, takeaways from yesterday from the opening of Maui or anything else that you saw?
I will start with Kai. It sounded like you had a slight hesitation before you said Tuesday, and I want to confirm.
Yes.
I have no idea what day it is either. Yesterday felt like a weekend to me, partially because I had a couple of beers during the USA game, and then I had to come back and grind out some work during the nighttime. But man, yeah, feast week, it just all kind of collapses in on itself. My takeaway from college hoops yesterday: Maui overs, everybody's favorite bet.
They're back.
Are they back? 3-1 yesterday. Rather impressive performance for them. Again, that now brings them up to 27-29, the last 5+ tournaments at Lahaina. So it's not free money, but they were close to it yesterday, Matt. Do you know the only team that prevented it from a clean sweep?
No.
Louisville. Louisville could not score. What do you know? I believe that's the only game that did not get over the total. We'll see if that happens again today. We'll talk Maui games, Matt, but that's my takeaway. Maui overs might be back.
Jim, we'll see. I'm a little disappointed with our USA soccer program for a disappointing final 45 minutes. Kai, we always bemoan second half collapses with the teams we back. It was sort of a same sad song with our foot fairies on the pitch out there. So I was not pleased with that. As we used to be called in high school, Kai, by the football. We were bullied by football players, by the way. No one realized this. Soccer players were bullied by football players. I didn't like that. Anyway, the USA men's soccer team come to play Friday. Let's go. Man, I'm mad about that. All right, show.
Yes.
Hoops.
Thanks, Matt. Turn down your mic. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, my God, you're breaking my eardrums.
Creighton impressed me yesterday. Their defense is for real. Betting against St. John's is scary. They put up 10 points in a blink of an eye. And then Syracuse. If you were a Syracuse backer yesterday, T's and P's, that was a terrible beat. Little last second 3 for Richmond. That's gambling. Let's get into it. Let's start off with Maui. Creighton versus Arkansas. Man, marquee matchup here, baby. I love it. Matt, this one's flipped. Creighton started off as a dog. They are now a favorite. Their defense is awesome. Arkansas, top 10 team. What do you think?
I was against the Creighton money yesterday, and I'm tempted to be against the Creighton money again today. I just can't do it. I just don't really know enough about Arkansas. Like, obviously, they boat raced Louisville. Great, terrific. Here's a souvenir for you, I guess. But yeah, with Black or Smith, which one's not healthy? I get confused. Smith. I think they need him at full strength, 100% going in this game to feel good about my number, Kai, but he's not. So for that reason, I just didn't trust it. And maybe this Creighton defense is as good as advertised. Certainly possible with Calc up front defending the rim.
Yeah, I was really impressed with Creighton yesterday. They kind of ran away in the second half. Kai, you were talking about how much they were turning the ball over in the first half, and I don't think they had a turnover in the second half. I need to double check that, but really took care of the ball against an awesome Texas Tech defense. I got in on Creighton as a dog here. I also think Arkansas is not really fully formed yet. It took them a while to get away from Louisville, who is not good. They kind of just wore them down with depth and pressure, which was always the concern for Louisville. But I'm not totally there on Arkansas yet. They're never really a finished product until that February run they go on every single season. I think Creighton's a little more ready right now, despite being somewhat lower on them coming into the preseason. But I will point out, Kai, I had them ranked like 12th nationally. They're like 25th and 29th in Ken Pom and Bart Torvik. So that's still higher than computers. I'm allowed to bet on them. Don't take that privilege away from me. I like Creighton today. It flipped over to a fave. Still a little tentative with that, but still leaning Blue Jays.
Yeah, market loves the Jays here. I think with good reason. One of Arkansas's main weaknesses, guys, this year is outside shooting. They're 30% from 3 this season. They don't really look to shoot the 3. They want to get to the rim. Kalkbrenner, though, he's a one-man wrecking crew inside for Creighton. They can let Arkansas shoot 3s, dare them to take jumpers. My one concern, Kalkbrenner did go down with an ankle yesterday. He came back in. Is he full strength? Who knows? Arkansas does have some strength up front. To make his life a little bit miserable if they so choose. Throw in some goons, Jim. They have such a deep front court there. But I do think the move to a favor for Creighton is probably correct. I do lean their way today. I was very impressed by them yesterday.
Yeah, I think Arkansas had like 18 dunks or layups against Louisville's sieve-like defense.
Not happening.
They're not doing that against Creighton. Yeah.
What about Culk's ankle? People in the chat mentioning of it. I know he did have 2 pretty bad looking falls and big tree fall hard. Yeah. Okay. That's how much people want to care about that. Did you guys talk about that? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Literally did.
Yes.
All right. Next game.
San Diego underscoring its importance.
San Diego State versus Arizona is the next game. I'm surprised this one has been bet up more. My perception out there is that Arizona is the more market darling over San Diego State, but the line stayed pretty close here, Jim. The total's out of this world. It's up in the mid 160s. Jim, you mentioned the Maui overs right now. In Arizona, they're playing the fastest tempo in the country. I guess there's good reason for this.
Yeah, only 77 possessions yesterday. I would have thought for a game that was 103 to 95 or whatever, it'd be 80 plus, but very efficient from both Cincinnati and Arizona yesterday. This is kind of crazy to me that San Diego State is playing fast and like scoring 80, 88 yesterday against Ohio State, who's not like a abysmal defensive team. That's the big indicator, Matt, for me with these Aztecs. Like they have a different gear now. They can score in the paint. They've got shooters. They're very willing to explore the paint early in the shot clock. They're not just like, all right, we come down, we sit, we wait, we take a bad shot late with Matt Bradley, and then we get back on defense. Now they're like, okay, Lamont Butler can slash into the lane early. Darian Trammell can get in the lane, kick out to a shooter, and you can take a 3 with 22 on the shot clock. That obviously is going to play into Arizona's hands with how much up and down they want to do. But I think these teams are pretty much equals, and that's where the line has it right now. We'll see if Arizona can overpower San Diego State inside. There's only one Nathan Mensah, and there's Tubelis and Umar Ballo. Mm-hmm. But I'm staying away from this one. I think this is going to be an absolute joy to watch.
Mm-hmm. Great game. Looking forward to it. Kind of with you, though. I stared at this line for like 5 minutes. I'm just like, man, I got to take Arizona, right? It's a pick 'em. And San Diego State's awesome. I think I have Arizona a slight nudge above, and my gut's just telling me they win this game. No other strong matchup reasoning behind it. I know the size up front is impressive for the Cats, but I mean, San Diego State's a bunch of men too. Like Jim, you mentioned how big Ledee is. He's an ox out
there.
An
action figure. Yeah.
He's just a space eater. With these small MTE arenas, you can appreciate how big and how fast and how much space these dudes consume. And both these teams epitomize that. So, Kai, fun game to watch. Feet up, popcorn, etc.
Yeah, I can't wait for this game, guys. Excuse me. Wow. I had something in my throat.
Dig.
Because I'm so choked up over this stat, I'm about to. Jesus Christ.
Let me riff for you, Kai. Yeah. Hey, big game coming up here. San Diego State, Arizona. All right, Kai, hit him with this stat.
Arizona shooting right now, guys. Number 1 in the country in 3-point percentage. Number 1 in 2-point percentage. Their effective field goal percentage is 71%.
Yeah, it's wild.
Insane.
The next highest is 60% in the country. Arizona cannot miss. Maybe that's not sustainable. I do lean towards their way, even though I love San Diego State. They're more battle tested. Okay, excuse me. Good God. Next game. Cincinnati versus Ohio State.
One more thing I should have mentioned. Ramey looked really good for Arizona. 17 points in his debut. Fits right into that team. So worth noting.
Yeah, should be tracked. I can't wait to watch this game. I just cannot wait. This game I might skip, I'll be honest. Cincinnati versus Ohio State. No offense, I guess, Jim, to either team, actually. I don't know why I said that. The next game I'll skip because I don't like Louisville. But Ohio State couldn't stop San Diego State yesterday. They shot poorly. Cincinnati put up 1.2 points per possession and still lost by 8. Excuse me. Who do you like in this game?
I was really impressed by...
Oh, Jim, sorry, you're up. Not me.
Who did he ask? Who'd you ask, Kai?
I did ask Jim.
Jim, go.
All right, and Matt doesn't listen to us, so he just kind of hopes it's his turn.
I'll talk when I want to talk. When I need to be heard, I'll be heard, baby.
All right, fair enough. I was really impressed with both of these teams yesterday. I know neither one won, but I'm really high on Arizona and San Diego State. Mm-hmm. Cincinnati didn't go away in a game they absolutely could have. Mika Adams-Woods was really good. Landers Nolly was fantastic. In his second tournament at the Lahaina Civic Center, he did his second 94 feet with Jay Billis on the beach. I don't know if you guys saw that. He did one back with Virginia Tech in 19. But Ohio State, I thought, was pretty darn solid too. Their issues is they can't shoot outside of McNeil. 4 of 15 from deep of guys not named McNeil. I think that's going to be an issue for them all season long. Man, I'm kind of leaning Cincinnati here. I just think they're going to be feisty as an underdog. Look what they did in the final 2 minutes yesterday. Sorry, Arizona backers. But I kind of like this Bearcats team. I think they're coming along well. And my guy, the Loch Ness Monster, with 17 points yesterday.
Yeah, I don't think he'll have as favorable of a matchup today against Ohio State's front line, but I still like Cincinnati.
More favorable than against the Arizona front line?
Whoa. I think Ohio State's front line is a little thicker, a little more beef to him.
Have you seen
Umar Ballo?
Yeah, big dude. But have you seen Zed Key? Zed Key's a roundhouse, man. Whatever. The point being, I don't think Lockton will have as big of a game. I'm looking more at the Cincinnati Wings. I kind of thought the Cincy team would miss John Newman. And I think defensively, to some degree, they have, but I think they have more offensive firepower without him. Just kind of a random personnel note I've been trying to track with this team. I don't know. The line seems about right, Kai. -3.5, -4. Seems like a coin flip type game. I'll watch as a uninvested spectator.
I thought the line was right too. Kind of a toss of at 3 and 4. It's a high scoring affair. Both offenses are hot. I mentioned Cincy scoring, but they hit 17 threes yesterday. That's another feather in Arizona's cap, by the way. You allow 17 threes and you still win pretty easily. It was incredible. And neither defense has really been playing that well either. So I lean towards the over, and that's a trope, and it's bet up because it's Maui, but still lean that way. Texas Tech versus Louisville before we hit the first chat mob, which, by the way, Matt, we should start off with the Eastern Michigan game because it tips at 11:30.
Yes, we should.
Texas Tech, Louisville. Here's the deal. I faded Louisville again, but I got 10.5, Matt, and it's now like 13.5. That's getting a little bit high. What do you think?
Nothing profound here. I do think I've just kind of lost sense of the market in Louisville. Like I missed the auto fit opportunity. Maybe I didn't. It seems like I did. Certainly not trying to catch the falling knife as we described. So Jim, hard to stay away from me. Sorry, nothing profound on a lot of these Maui games.
Oh, I'm with Kai. I think it's Texas Tech or nothing. And I also got a better number. I wouldn't really be amped about 13.5. But Kai, I've said this a couple times about Louisville this year, but I really, really mean it today. How the hell do they score? How does this team score against Texas Tech's defense? Like that, no middle, take away the paint. L. Ellis is the only guy that can really get in there. Like this is going to be messy for them. I don't know if Texas Tech scores enough to cover. That's my one question. So I kind of backed into Louisville team total under as possibly a solid play here, especially given where the line has inflated to.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a little bit worried about Texas Tech scoring enough. It will be a fairly low possession game. I did say Louisville would have 25 turnovers yesterday. They only had 22. So good luck. Good job by Louisville there. Congratulations.
Have you seen their assist to turnover ratio this year?
Is it bad?
31 assists, 74 turnovers as a team.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have one guard who has to score. L. Ellis, to his credit, he has to score. He can't pass. He has to.
I feel bad for Ellis.
I think Texas Tech's going to dominate him. So, also, by the way, Mark Adams versus Kenny Payne, first round knockout. So I think Texas Tech covers this game. 13.5, a little scary, but liked it the lower number. Chat Mob part 1, Matt. And like I said, EMU, Purdue, Fort Wayne should lead us off.
We actually had 2 questions about live bets. You guys want them? Do you care?
Sure. Try us.
Matty B. Jim had Grand Canyon -2.5. They're up big early on the young Purple Panthers. He wants to know, should he hedge with the live Purple Panthers? A little barrage.
No, I don't think Purple Panthers are going to storm back and cover.
I don't think so either. I think they're going to roll over. Sam Houston -11 against NIU. That game just tipped. It's 10-4. Sam Houston. Kai, do you have a take on a live betting opportunity here?
I got the under full game. There's a little bit too much scoring for my taste.
Yeah, so slow down points less.
That's supposed to be my best bet, so I'm gonna have to scramble and come up with a secondary best bet here.
Jim forgot.
Jim, I like that tip. We should have endorsed. We could have moved the old goalpost there. That's fine. People would call us out.
Didn't check tip time, so yeah, I'll be responsible and come up with a different one. Hey, quick other real quick note. 2028. Guess where the Final Four is? Just announced today.
2028.
Vegas, baby.
This is good news.
The rotation.
2028, man.
I'll mark my calendar now.
Boy, be pretty old by then.
Kai, as you mentioned, let's hit the Fort Wayne Eastern Michigan game. Tips at 11:30 Central. I like the Fighting Imani Bates. Your thoughts?
Yep, I do too. High possession game, a little scary, but they have the best 2 players on the floor, Bates and Farrakhan. So I'm hoping that helps. And I don't know if they should be a dog in this game. They probably should, but I think they're a little underrated still.
I like money line actually in a high possession game.
They should be motivated in an MTE.
Motivated.
Like that's always kind of my worry with them.
I like that. Yeah, I'm on the Eagles, so I think we're in agreement there. Harry R, man, sorry about your Temple Owls. He's asking, is Aaron McKee not the guy? And then Wonka Dog with the follow-up question. Hey, Temple or Richmond today? So I lean Temple, didn't take it.
This is on
really
the
sick
rundown.
of that team. It's on the rundown.
Yes.
So we'll hold for this. We'll come back to it. Just want to present the context up front, of course.
Okay.
LED asking about Chicago State Marshall first half. He's making fun of me because I lost that one yesterday.
No,
so.
and it was just repeatedly asked in the chat yesterday. I think he's making a reference to our.
Oh, that was Eves. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Was that a loser for? Yeah, loser. Sorry, that's on me. Hand up. Chris T asking about Penn -6 tonight. Jordan Dingle is back, correct? I know he's kind of a game time. He's always a game time decision.
Available.
You just never know with Jordan Dingle. So
yes.
I don't know if I love Penn laying 6. I just feel like the red and blue treat the non-con like a Petri dish. I don't like to back him. I
took him at a better number. I wouldn't recommend 6. I don't know.
Hi, the Grant Gibbs fan club. I'm a member of that fan club. Wow. Team long sleeve t-shirt, by the way. Stand up. Mm-hmm. As you can see in my background right here, that's me just crushing the press break against Kirkwood in 2008. Kai, I love me some Southern Miss Eagles, though, and I know you're starting to join the bandwagon today. So tell Mr. Grant Gibbs and his fan club why he's wrong.
Yeah, I like Southern Miss. They are -1 now, but it's deserved. Winthrop, you have to figure out if Corey Hightower's in if you want to bet them.
Yep, good point.
He was unexpectedly out of the lineup last game. He is their best player. He's one of the best players in the Big South. So key for them. I like Southern Miss here.
Jim, Wichita, San Francisco, the Dons. This will be playing Wichita's backyard effectively. T-Mobile, KC, a little bit of home court, maybe not. What do you think on this game? Close to a pick, I believe, is where it's sitting right now.
Yeah, Wichita pulled out the ugly, disgusting slog with Grand Canyon yesterday. I think San Francisco's got a little more pop, a little more juice to them offensively. I think they kind of do what they did yesterday with Northern Iowa, and they win that one. It's basically a pick 'em. So I would lean towards the Dons.
Hi, Tata asking about Southern Indiana against the Bonnies. Wants to go big on SIU. I agree. The number is too short, though. I thought it was too short. I was hoping to catch like 10. They hung 7. I think the market, the odds makers, whatever, the KenPom, they know SIU is pretty good.
It's a little short, and this is the first time. It's USI, by the way.
USI,
not SIU. And they know USI is making their first ever trip up to Olean. That's not an easy travel. So I'm not going to play it.
Yeah, ask Lou how that went. You might have the bus driver drive off on you and we'll leave you in the middle of the night. Jim, Matty B, Wright State, Riverside. Toss up for me. Thoughts?
Yeah, I made this exactly pick 'em, basically as pick 'em. Riverside was really good yesterday, and they're starting to get a little benefit from shooting splits. They were like 350th in their own 3-point percentage and 344th in defensive 3-point percentage. That's starting to even, and I think that really helps them. But Wright State's pretty solid, and Trey Calvin was healthy yesterday, so I'm staying away.
2 more here. Kai, Matty Akers, Mount St. Mary's Pacific. I think this is actually a main board game. Sort of a weird spot here. Mount St. Mary's in like a West Coast tour right now in their non-con. I love Pacific, but the number felt too high.
Yeah, I liked the over in this game. That was the way I was leaning. Mount St. Mary's has been playing a lot faster, and Pacific is scoring really well. So, like the over.
Jim, last one. Connor, UAB, Georgia. Andy Kennedy versus Mike White. Some injury concerns here for Georgia. I stayed away.
Yeah, Okendo played yesterday, so seems like he's good to go. I think Jackson Eder is the one that missed for Georgia. They kind of always have one guy in and out. I thought this was a little high because I think Georgia isn't wholly incompetent, but
I agree. Yeah,
UAB barely did not cover yesterday against South Florida. Winner for me, yay! Somehow managed to win a USF against UAB game, but I would probably stay away. Even though I made this lower, I'm just like, I could see UAB going turbo here.
Yeah, it's up to 9. It does feel high on neutral court against Georgia. And Mike White teams we've sort of given him some slack, Kai, on this program, but his teams do defend. I think that's a little bit high. A few more coming in here. I'll holster them for round 2. Back to outline.
Back to the outline we go to the Empire Classic, where 2 New York schools square off for bragging rights in the Empire State. St. John's, Syracuse. Jim, I still think the Johnnies are overrated, okay? I'm just going to say that. But they looked better than Syracuse last night. And like I said earlier, it is scary how quickly they can make runs and score. Blink of an eye, the game is like 8-point swing. What do you think of this?
Yeah, it makes me really nervous that Syracuse's best ball handler is a freshman combo guard. And that against the pressure that Illinois, I'm thinking Curbelo, that St. John's can throw at you. That's a problem. I have a little bit of fear for that. The zone was pretty solid, and maybe not against Richmond. I think this is a good team to zone, though. St. John's cannot shoot, like no perimeter shooting. Right. I think the matchup on that end is actually pretty decent for Syracuse. They just can't turn it over a lot and give them a bunch of free baskets in transition. I lean Syracuse here. I made it closer to a pick, but definitely a little nervous about the ball handling foibles, Matthew.
Yeah, same points. I took Syracuse. I think it's a little too high. I'm with Kai. I don't fully buy into the Johnnies. I think their talent's great. I think they're deep, but I don't know if in a matchup that's going to make them make jump shots, unless they grab like 20 offensive rebounds. I think they're going to have a tough time scoring. Just take care of the ball, Syracuse, as a +3 ticket holder. Just don't toss the ball in the stands like every team that does. But the Johnnies pressure might just be that good. I think that's the point we might be underselling after this game, Kai.
It is really good. Posh and Curbelo are so freaking quick. They're so lightning fast. And Syracuse, while their turnover rate is good this year, they haven't really been tested against a team that forces you to turn the ball over.
Like Colgate, who else they played, right?
They might get exposed, and St. John's is going to crush them on the glass. Crush them. Just look at that Richmond possession in the last game against Syracuse. 5 or 6 offensive rebounds for the Spiders on their last possession. Johnny's are a really good offensive rebounding team. I'm scared about that. I agree that the poor shooting will be helpful for Syracuse, but that glass is scary, and I'm not sure Syracuse can defend them in transition either. So my number also leans Syracuse, Matt, but my heart says St. John's, so I'm staying away. Temple, Richmond. Matt, I lean Temple here once again, but I tell you what, Richmond's been tough. They beat Northern Iowa, then 2-point loss to Charleston, 3 points to Wichita, 3 points to Syracuse. That's not that bad of a performance for a team that I thought would take a while. Right.
Yep, 2 of which in OT. So I'm with you. So I guess I'm backing Syracuse team off OT today, but I am fading Richmond with Temple, who was in the other end of that overtime. Seems like that could be a little bonus point of value, a little extra fatigue. I still think Temple's good. I just don't know if they execute. Well, actually, I'm sorry. I know they don't execute late, but I know they defend. And I think against a Richmond team that is, Kai, what's the Matt Gray status? Sorry, what did you mention that? Is he back?
I actually didn't. I don't think he played. I think
he was out again.
I think he's out.
I'm with you. I do think he matters quite a bit, even though they have Quinn there. So I'm going to assume he's out. Chat mob, correct me if I'm wrong. And I feel good about my Temple bet, Jimmy.
I kind of like Richmond here. I think that's a tough offense to prepare for and back-to-back, and Temple's strength is their defense. I also think that team is really prone to emotional and focus swings, and coming off a loss that they probably should have won, winning with a minute left and completely collapsing. I think there's a hangover effect for Temple today. I know they're the oscillating Owls, and this is technically the up game, but I kind of thought yesterday was the up game, and this will be more of the down. So I lean Richmond. They're more consistent. Nelson's really impressive as point guard. He was awesome yesterday. So sorry, Matt. I hate to go against you there.
It's okay. I'll forgive you.
Hey, Temple's more talented, but they have that erratic factor that makes him a scary bet. Multiple times, Harry, back me up, I saw guys not run the baseline after St. John's scored, just staying in one spot and turning the ball over, throwing the ball in bounds. That's not smart basketball. That's probably coaching. They make a lot of poor decisions. Even though Battle and Dunn are awesome, I'm just a little bit concerned about this one. Richmond, by the way, threw out a 1-3-1 full court trap press against Syracuse.
Ooh.
It gave them some issues. I would not be surprised if Temple throws the ball away a few times against Richmond. It
doesn't bode well for Syracuse against St. John's.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
It was different. I was like, Chris Mooney, nice job. Maybe he does that all the time. I just haven't watched enough Spiders. Either way, I was impressed. LSU Akron, next game here. Jim, I'm not totally convinced on LSU quite yet. And this is their, by far, toughest challenge against an Akron team that just smoked Western Kentucky. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm really impressed by Akron yesterday. I mean, we know Western Kentucky is worse as a favorite, but that much worse? That was really bad. Impressed by Akron, not really showing a ton of downside after losing Ali to the portal. John Gross does a really good job there. He's got the inside-out combo with Castaneda and Enrique Freeman. I would lean towards Akron here. I'm sure Matt is going to harp on his lack of faith in Mr. McMahon, especially as a favorite here. I lean towards the Zips. I think they're going to be really feisty.
I lean Zips as well. I have the numbers, I think, about accurate. I didn't have like a crazy misprice with this one, but I think an early game tend to lean dogs in those. And I think Akron's a team that can muck it up a little better than LSU can. And Kai, you're right. I was against LSU yesterday. They did dominate Indiana, ISU Red, as Jordan Majeski calls them. But I put that more as a indictment on the work in progress Cardinals than I do on LSU looking good. So
Redbirds.
Sorry. Thank you.
which are Cardinals, I suppose.
Yeah.
Matt, yes, muck it up indeed. That's what I wrote down for Akron. They play one of the slowest tempos in the country. John Gross, fantastic coach. We saw what they could do in the tournament just last year. They also have some solid ball handlers. And like Jim said, an answer inside for KJ Williams with Enrique Freeman, who really is a legit rim protector. Also, shooting regression has to happen here. Akron is shooting 30% from three. LSU is allowing 23%. LSU is shooting 37%. Akron is allowing 35%. So a couple numbers both ways that could swing against each other. I lean the Zips as well here as a dog. Lastly, Vermont at Yale, a terrific mid-major game, Matthew. Vermont's 1-4, but they've played some tough competition, and Yale has been solid, of course, because Jones is a clipboard master, despite the late departure of Cotton, who is supposed to be arguably their best player this season.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff Jones is just a great coach. Sorry, James Jones, excuse me. James Jones is a phenomenal coach. Do we care that they come back from the island? I know it's been like over a week. I know it's kind of a week.
I'm kind of brushing it.
You're
off.
Fine. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is at the Baha Mar Hoops Classic in Nassau. Fun little venue there. Kai, all that nonsense aside, I do lean Yale. I had Vermont pretty big against Iona, and I don't really know why I did. I think you were against me and had the winner there, so I'm going with Yale here.
Nassau, he says.
Nassau.
I like Vermont. The market likes them too. They flipped from a dog to a favorite here. Mm-hmm. I think Vermont should be favored. Yale is super well coached, like Kai said, but the personnel isn't that great. They've got some solid front court pieces. Matt Noling is a really nice playmaker, but they haven't gotten the backcourt breakouts that I think they really need. Vermont has better guard play, and I think this is more them playing their level, that they are relatively even with Yale, but I think this one sets up nicely for Vermont. I would be a catamount here.
Yep, I agree with the move. I think Vermont wins this one. They're way more talented. But don't count Yale out, Matt. As always, they take away the three pretty well, and they're just a really well-coached team. So I can't be extremely confident with that, but I do lean towards the Catamounts. Chat Mob round 2, Matt. Hit us before we hit best bets, which I don't think we've revealed any of them, which is nice. A little surprising at the end of the show here.
Other than my already started Sam Houston under.
Yes,
so it's not going to count for the official record. Don't worry.
It will not.
Well, if it looks good, we'll count it. If not,
that's true.
Won't count it.
It's bad. Yeah, no way.
Taylor Bergfield, Kai, asking about Northern Kentucky in a bounce back spot, got run out of the gym by Florida Gulf Coast in their backyard yesterday. They're playing UT Arlington today. I don't have a strong take on this game. Do you?
Number feels a little bit high, but UT Arlington cannot
bet
score.
Up to -8 now, Northern Kentucky. -8.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, whatever. 7-8. I think it's too high. Arlington has a bottom 5 offense in the country right now, so it's kind of scary to back either team, I think.
Yeah. Is that team cracking a zone? I kind of doubt it.
No.
Yeah, right. Not. That's right. I don't, their offense is very herky jerky. Daniel talked about Akron. Sorry, we're skipping that. Ed asking about Ryder Rutgers. I thought this line was a little bit big, Jim, with the Rutgers injuries. But I didn't take it. I don't know why. Tell me why I'm smart for not backing Ryder. Tell me to back Ryder.
It depends on McConnell and Mulcahy. If they both play, I think Rutgers probably smashes them. If they're both out, I think Ryder hangs around. Mulcahy, especially when he's missed time, even like games that he didn't miss fully, like the UMass Lowell game, he was out late. He just matters so much in terms of shot creation and making the offense flow, kind of coordinating everything. Keep an eye on their status. I would support Ryder if they're out.
Yep. I'm waiting on the lineups.
Yeah, that'll be fun. And it's always a fun part of this job. Kai, Matt B, Liberty +3 against Northwestern. That'll be a best bet, I believe. Yep, we'll holster that one. You can discern where we're going to fall there. Nick asked about Oral Roberts, Utah State. Jim, to you, Utah State at home. I would not fade that. That sounds like no fun for anyone, even with Oral Roberts and the offensive firepower that they have. Yeah,
Renzo Bros asked about the under here as the Undertaker is like, I am not brave enough to take an under with these two offenses versus these two defenses. This could be light up the scoreboard type of game, which certainly kind of plays more towards Utah State, I think. It's scary. I'm not touching that one.
Matt, this was actually almost my best bet. Matty Akers, Nevada versus Kansas State. You know, I'm going to fade K-State again. Rob Dauch was going to make fun of me, but I'm going to fade him again. I got Nevada +5. I don't know. Matt, I mean, Kansas State's they're better than I thought. What?
Do you know what Nevada's ATS record is?
I think it's perfect this year. I've been smart to back them.
It is 100%.
Hot take, loss of their point guard, McIntosh, has been a blessing in disguise because they're playing Blackshear at point guard, and they're long and awesome on D, and they're actually guarding people. And Alford talks about how the team actually likes each other this year. So I like the pack here. K-State was tied. K-State was tied with Cal with 3 minutes to play. Remember that, folks.
Yeah, their schedule's been bad. Come on.
I'm not sold on K-State yet. Wonky Dog, Abilene Christian, Kai, a little head-to-head, me and you here.
Yeah.
Is -7 too much for Weber State? Me says absolutely, Wonka Dog, trust your gut and back the Fighting Wildcats. Kai thinks I'm wrong.
I'm back in the other
Wildcats.
Wildcats. Yeah, Purple Wildcats versus Purple Wildcats. I think Weber's terrible. Randy Ray's not there anymore. They have some talent, but they've been bad. They haven't been close to anybody. Riverside was up like 30 on them yesterday.
Yeah, they were. They're big. Yeah,
I'm not a Weber fan, although Abilene has not been great either so far. So I'd probably stay away, to be honest.
These guys don't know this, but I took Weber, so it's
that boy Jimmy. Boy Jimmy. I mean, I think your gut has a lot of merit to it. I just don't think Abilene's got the same juju without those guards. They lost all those guards in the summer.
Speaking of 3-point splits, Weber 344th in offensive 3-point percentage, 343rd in defensive.
Well, there you go.
Regression.
Please.
2 versus 1 on Weber there. I would take Weber.
All right. Kai's sandwiched in the middle. Not fun. Extra board real quick. Arizona State Grambling from Renzo Bros, Jimmy. The Pac-12 SWAC connection has not been good to the Pac-12.
No, especially to Arizona State. They lost on the road at Texas Southern. I like Grambling here. I don't love this particular version of ASU as big favorite. And Grambling's been really feisty and they're talented with St. Louis native Cartier Gordon locking down the paint. I like the road squad there.
I'm glad he finally found a home and is producing because he's a monster talent. Kai, North Alabama versus Hampton, your Pirates. It was a Pirates life for you yesterday. It was a profitable life. Are you going back to the well today?
Absolutely not. Nope. I was shocked they covered that game. They were down by 20 in the first half. And I thought, well, that's a bad bet. No, I got no take in this game, Matt. I don't.
We talked Penn Lafayette. Man, Lafayette's been just better than I give him credit for. Anything at the Horn here? Let's see. Notre Dame. Who are they playing again?
They play your boys,
Bowling Green.
That's right. Bowling Green should have covered at St. Bonnie's. Terrible 3-point shooting splits there. Notre Dame has not been good as a large favorite all year. They have not covered any of these games. I don't see why they blow out Bowling Green, who actually has some talent this year. I take Bowling Green.
I hopped in Bowling Green. It's 16. It got some. It got bet back up.
Yeah. Okay, maybe I'll hop in now. I like that.
Dip my toe in with you there, Kai.
That's all I have on mob questions, guys. Sorry, 2 more here. Auburn Bradley, Jim, you, Patty Taylor, Auburn Bradley with some serious roster concerns. Henry's not playing. A few other right.
Jayshon Henry didn't even travel because of concussion issues, and they missed 2 other starters last game. Hickman and Montgomery. Yeah. One of them might be back, but then also this is Auburn away from home for the first time, and I think that's where they're going to thrive. So there's too many variables with this one for me.
Update. Toledo has taken the lead. Here come the Rockets. Come on. Close. Kai, to you. Coppin State, Towson. Little DC, DMV area showdown here. Number felt big to me. Did it not? Towson laying like 15 or something. What is it now?
Are they Baltimore?
Baltimore, DC area, both in that little nook. Yeah, 15.5. Towson laying it at home against the Fighting
I guess it felt
Dixons.
A little high, but I don't want to fade Towson. They could blow them out.
Jason Gibson, unsure what his status is. It was like a back thing that flared up on him before the game, so we don't know if he's going to be playing. He's really important for Towson, I think.
Let's get one more here. Ray Jr. asking about UMKC versus Indiana State. UMKC beating Toledo was just the most head-scratching result of the entire season to date. Indiana State is awesome. I would just back Indiana State. I don't really want to overanalyze this.
It's been bet up a lot, so value's not, so maybe half unit at the current price.
Best bet reveal. Who's first?
Jim.
Jim, take it away.
It was supposed to be Sam Houston State, Northern Illinois under. I did not look at the start time, so that's on me. But I'm also staying with an under, and it's going to be Marist and Maryland Eastern Shore. 2 very ugly offensive squads here. Definitely better on the defensive end. It was 130. It was the last I saw on our sponsor, BetRivers. I think this one's slow, inefficient, kind of the same typical combo I like with these low total, bad team unders. I think that one is a winner as well.
Love it. My turn. Liberty +3 is my best bet against Northwestern. Matt, Chris Collins is a favorite against a really good coach. Sign me up. Liberty is always tough. They have the best player on the floor, Darius McGee. My one concern, though, is shooting. Northwestern can shoot. Liberty packs it in. However, they've had some extreme poor luck from 3 this year. Teams are shooting 42% against them from downtown. That's one of the worst in the country. Let's hope that regresses. Go Liberty. Go Richie McKay. Outcoach Chris Collins. Matthew.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Kai. I'm going with Sac State in the Causeway Classic. Shout out to those who live in that area of the country. A little NorCal showdown between UC Davis and Sacramento State. I'm taking the Brian Patricks catching the points. Big Cal McRae up front. He is a laboring force, 7'4", and I don't know how much he weighs, but he's a big boy.
Like 7'1".
They play I thought he's 7'4". I was gonna say, okay. He looks like he's 7. They played an exhibition and he looked like he was 8'4".
Big boy.
I think they should win this game. So I'm catching 4 points in a game that doesn't have a lot of home. I know it's a big rivalry game. Yeah, I think they're the better team. So I'm taking the Hornets here.
I'm with you. I'm aligned with both of your best bets.
I like the Hornets too. I've been on the Hornets every game. I'm disappointed I didn't take them today. I still might. We'll see. Anyways, hey, before you leave, guys, please hit the like button. That'd be fantastic. We are back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central once again due to the feast week early tips. We are coming to you earlier. BetRivers 4-leg parlay 20% profit boost is still going on, so check that out in their app. Thanks to Field 68. We will see you guys tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central. Good luck on your bets.